I want to kind of end this talk today with two particular topics: living in possibility, not in personality, living in possibility and expanding ourselves to full consciousness, and that really is the key, is expanding ourselves to full consciousness. But we're going to get to that in just a second. Let's talk about living in possibility now. What does living in possibility mean? Oh man, wow, that could be a whole show actually. But let's start off with the word but. But, how many times have you been given good news? But, how many times have you set off on this big goal, this lifetime goal that you're going to achieve? But, how many times is everything going great in your life? But what? To live in possibility, it is my recommendation. And again, my personal experience, my personal journey, sharing it with you. Get rid of but. There is no but. It is what it is, what it is. So many times I see, here I am, I'm on the internet, I'm on the radio, I'm on Facebook, I'm on G.I.C, I'm on YouTube, huge audience, giving out good news, and someone always has to say, but what? But what? You know what but is? But is nothing more than your insecurity creating an obstacle of the flow of something that is moving beautifully, moving intuitively, and moving with the flow of life. But your insecurity is getting in the way. Let's start this. But equals my insecurity. You've got a great job. You're making a ton of money. But my insecurity tells me this, this, and this. You have a great life. You have a beautiful wife. You have a beautiful family. But my insecurity says this and this. You have great friends that love you. You're in good health. Life is not so bad. But your fear and insecurity are in the way. Whenever you hear the word but, whenever you're allowing yourself to live in but, I'd like you to start looking at that as your own fear and insecurity. That fear and insecurity is not real. It is being created by either your experiences of your subconscious, your experiences of your past, your fear, or some type of programming that was created from an external source. It is not coming from within you. When you say the word but, think of that as you visualize. Let's take a moment here. I'd like you to visualize with me your life. Visualize your life right now. You're listening to the show. You have electricity to listen to the show. You're not starving to death, so you can actually pay attention to the show. You're not necessarily in a hospital bed, dying, so you can't listen to the show. You're listening to the show. You're listening. Everything is basically good. You have everything you need right now. But visualize the but as you taking a gun out of your holster in your side pocket or whatever and shooting yourself in the foot. But boom, let me shoot myself in the foot. Let me shoot myself in the foot because everything is so good. But I am so afraid, but, I need to do something to screw it up. But I have insecurity and fear. But I have insecurity and fear. But I have insecurity and fear. Allow the good to happen to you. Allow the possibilities to come to you. Allow the empowerment. Allow the prosperity. Allow the goodness of life to flow into you without you doing but. If you are ever going to live to your full human potential, if you are ever going to be able to apply this idea of living in full infinite possibility, there can be no but. there can be no insecurity, there can be no fear. And to understand this, you need to understand that that fear and insecurity is either coming from your old story, which doesn't matter anymore. We talked about that. That old story, you're the hero. You come out ahead. So you haven't learned the fact that you're the hero of your story. You haven't understood the fact that you're going to come out ahead. You're still clinging to that fear and insecurity to not allow infinite possibility to happen in your own life. Live in possibility that all things that are meant to happen for you, for the betterment of your own life, for the betterment of humanity as a whole, are headed toward us. There is no but. That only but is your fear. That only but is what the idiot on some stupid website said to you. Some moron talking head on CNN said to you. Some scary fearmonger, fear pornographer made you believe might happen, might happen, might happen. It's not even real. It is all a story of negativity, of fear, of insecurity that you created the word but. But what? But, oh, well, that guy said, we're looking at the Third World War. We might have this, or a comet might hit the planet, or you know, my wife might leave me, or my kids might hate me, or... But what? Is it real? But it's not real. Know that but is your own insecurity manifested as an illusion that you have created to be a part of your personal story. You must be able to live in possibility. You must be able to say to yourself, anything is possible. I can create any possibility within my life. Humanity has the possibility to live in complete peace, freedom, sovereignty, to live in our full potential, to live in harmony, to live in a clean planet with beautiful green trees everywhere and flowing rivers, and no one is doing without. This is possible. There is no but. But is a lie. But is a lie that someone else told you that you decided to believe. Get rid of the word but. Get rid of the word but. Either you accept it or you don't accept it. And if you don't accept it, then man up, woman up, and say, you know what? I can't accept this. If someone says to you, our world will live in harmony. You will live in harmony. Don't say, but. If you don't accept it, say, you know what, I don't accept it. I'm just one of these negative Nellies, and I don't believe that. Take responsibility for your negativity and be the troll. I don't care. But don't make excuses. Man up, woman up, take responsibility. Living in possibility means being responsible for your day-to-day life, your day-to-day action, and your day-to-day thoughts. Be responsible for your thoughts, you can live in possibility. Be responsible for your actions, you can live in possibility. Be responsible for your day-to-day life, every single day. There is no but. Now, to wrap this all up, we need to expand ourselves to live in a full conscious state of mind. If we are going to live in full human potential, we must be able to expand ourselves to live fully consciously in our day-to-day life, our day-to-day actions, our day-to-day thoughts, our day-to-day reactions, and the way that we live as a whole. What do I mean, living in full consciousness? Oh, I am very conscious. I want to save the planet. Oh, I am very conscious. I want to end GMOs. I am very conscious. I want to end chemtrails. That's not being conscious. Being conscious means being in the moment. If you want to live in full consciousness, if you really want to live in full consciousness, and I know this is a cliche by now, but you know what? If it's a cliche to you, it's because you're not doing it. Live in the moment. Live here, right now. What am I doing right now? I have a headset on, I'm on a radio show, and I'm looking at a couple of my notes on the screen. I'm here in the moment. I have a glass of sparkling water next to me. My cat is sitting next to me, and I'm here in this moment. I'm here in this moment right now. Be conscious. How many times have you done something? Let's say you've broken a glass. Let's say you sent the wrong email. It's because you're not paying attention. Be in the moment. If you want to live in full consciousness, you must be conscious of all your actions. I know that's a big step. I know it is. I know it's not easy. I've been there. I've done it. I used to say, oh, I'm just a klutz, or I'm just Latin. I have a bad temper. I spout things off, without realizing it, or I'm just a party boy. I don't pay attention. That's making excuses. That's making excuses. If you want to live in full consciousness, be aware of everything you're doing at the moment. If you are not one with every action, you are not living in full consciousness. Yeah, it's a big step. I know. But it's also only a choice. It's only a choice of paying attention or not paying attention. If you don't want to pay attention, you're going to be like a little Chinese ping pong, what do they call that, pinball. You remember that pinball machine with all the little nails? And I've used this paradigm or allegory before. You're just going to be bouncing back and forth, reacting. Or you can be the regular pinball machine where you can shoot directly and know exactly what you're doing. Be in the moment. Pay attention to what you're doing. If you are cooking, pay attention to your cooking. If you are talking, pay attention to the person talking. Oh man, I know this is a hard thing. I know because, with the iPhones and the iPads and all that, you could be eating dinner with 20 friends and someone texted you on Facebook, oh my God, I got to pay attention. No. You be in the moment. You want to expand the full consciousness. You want to truly be the truther, activist, consciousness leader that we all think that we are. Be in this moment. There's a beautiful thing about iPhones. There's a beautiful thing about iPads. It's great to be able to connect everywhere, but there is a time and a place for that. And unless you can be fully in the moment of what you are doing on that iPhone or on that iPad, you better turn that thing off. If I am at dinner with anybody and they pick an iPhone, I will get up and leave. If I am having a conversation with anybody and they pick up the iPhone and look at their phone, I walk away. If I'm teaching a class and someone is picking up their iPhone, I tell them to leave. You must live your life this way. Be the example. Be the example of being in the moment, being in full consciousness, being aware of everything that you are doing at all times. We are dealing with something right now in our human history where we are either going to make or break the idea of living in full human potential. And those of us that are hearing this talk need to set an example for everybody. We must be that example of being here, living fully consciously, being aware of everything that we do. That's not to say, and let me be very clear about that, this is not to judge those that are not. Judging is nowhere near in the realm of living in human full potential. Judging is nowhere near our right as someone who is living in full human potential. We merely have a choice to live to our human full potential, being the example for others, expanding ourselves to full consciousness, and perhaps, and this will be another talk for another day, moving into what I call super consciousness. But we're not there yet. We'll get to that. Expand yourself to your full consciousness. Be aware of what you're sitting on. Be aware. Are your legs crossed? Be aware. Are your arms crossed? Be aware of how you're breathing. Be aware of what you're wearing. Be aware of what's going on around you. Be conscious of your life. And the sad part is that this was probably quite natural 100, 200 years ago. Well, maybe not. But boy, has it become hard these days. Boy, has it become hard these days. No one lives in the moment. And I don't mean carpe diem. I don't mean get, wasted and party. Live for today. Carpe diem. No, 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 no. That's a whole nother show. I am talking about expanding yourself to full consciousness being aware of your body, your mind, your spirit at any given moment, and your thoughts. Do you have the ability to take responsibility for every thought that's going through your mind at any moment of the day? At any moment of the day, how aware are you of the thoughts that you are having? At any moment of the day, how aware are you of the posture you are sitting in, standing in? At any moment of the day, how aware are you of what you're eating, of what you're saying, of who you're talking to? At any moment of the day, can you truly say, I am completely conscious of what I am doing? Well, I'm going to give you a little tool. And again, if you feel this is a cliche, it's because you're not doing it. I'm going to give you a tool. If you want to be conscious at any given moment of any given day, focus on your breath. Do conscious breathing. Do it with me right now. Take a moment. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Fill your belly and slowly exhale. Again, take a deep breath. It's amazing what happens when you just do conscious breathing. At any moment of any day, take a deep breath in through your nose, fill your belly, pause, and gently exhale. Focus on your breath. And it doesn't need to lead to meditation. You don't need, I use that as a skill for meditation, but taking 1 or 2 breaths will just make you more conscious of where you are, what you're thinking, what you're doing, how you're standing, how you're sitting. Expand yourself to living in full consciousness if you want to live in full human potential. Expand yourself to living in full consciousness if you want to live in full human potential. The rest is an excuse. I'm sorry, I'm too busy. Well, then you know what? That's your choice. That's your choice. I'm not the first to give these types of tools. I'm not the first to give these types of examples. This work, this information has been around for thousands of years. We all have always known how to live in our full human potential. We've always known. It's a matter of remembering the tools, remembering what we're doing, remembering what we're not doing, and then making that choice to live in our full human potential. It's a choice. No one's stopping you. No one's forcing you. I'm giving you a little tool. Take a breath. Fill your belly. Be in the moment. Take a breath. Fill your belly. Be in the moment. That's your choice. The rest is up to you. I have faith, and I know in my heart that humanity will eventually all live in our full human potential. I know that we will all be unlocking our full brain capacity. I know we will all have a relationship with our subconscious. I know we can all activate our full DNA. I know we are all removing our lack and limitation, and I know we are all the heroes of our own story, living in full possibility and expanding ourselves to full consciousness and beyond, to super consciousness. I know this. What will it take for you to know this? What will it take for you to know this? And don't say the word but. Anyway, I need to start wrapping things up here, geez. This went by much quicker than I expected. I want to thank you all. And let me just leave you with this one final note. If I was speaking to all of humanity at this moment, and I do this at a lot of the end of our shows, if I was speaking to all of humanity at this moment, the one message I would say to you, the one thing I would ask you to do is to take a deep breath. Breathe in Fill your belly and gently exhale. Bring your focus to your breath. If we all did that as a planet at any given moment, at any one moment, every single person doing that, can you imagine what a beautiful world this would be at that one moment? Everything would be calm, everyone would be focused, everyone would be centered. I think that's a great thing.